you-
Welcome.
This is where I
Welcome.
tell the dirty jokes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Please.
Buckle up, it's very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on.
It's the Lord's work.
But yeah, I like to make sure people know they can say something. The minutes which arrived in the mail shortly ago.
Sorry,
It's okay,
It's all right,
you're human.
inconsistent.
that's
Yes,
for sure.
yes, you are. I don't recall anything else happening that was not included.
Was they sent by email?
Yes,
It was
you include Ted on that?
Ted on the email,
Nope.
Patrick? No.
Let me send it to you right now.
I'm looking for to make sure that Ethan's motion is in that minutes.
The motion to use the lodge account?
Right,
Yes. it's
Yes,
in
it
there.
is.
okay,
I just emailed it to you, Ted.
thank you.
Thank you for
Just
double checking that.
Actively shut it down. There was a missing comma after a date
Okay,
in, I think in the financial report but I closed the file accidentally.
wait, I'm sorry, are you saying in the?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's in the minutes under the financial report. You say, Ms. Gunning, blah, 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 the income statement expense report ended January 31st, 2025. There should be a comma.
Okay,
Well, God bless Word, it reminds me of things like that. But that's the only thing I saw that was screaming.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from February 18th.
Yes, February 18th. Second,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
And you have in your minutes that Allison is absent
Today?
today.
No, but I would have gotten to that eventually. But thank you.
She's not feeling well.
Oh, right, I did read that.
Okay, let me close this. The bills. Did we get a final of the bills or we're holding off on them?
The draft is exactly the same as the final.
Okay, good to know. Does anyone have any questions about this? It all looks pretty straightforward. Now this is, we're missing a couple of bills that will show up next week, right?
No,
Everything came
I
through?
believe, yeah, everything. I think it takes fully 10 days or we got everything.
Okay.
Ted worked really hard and got this in.
Oh, great, thank you.
You're welcome. Deanne worked hard too.
Yeah. Sure you both worked hard.
Should we?
Can we approve this as a final of the draft and pretend it's
When you approve it, instead of using F at the end of it, use a D.
Okay,
Okay, I'll make a motion.
Wait, the opposite. Instead of using D, use an F. So it'll be 250311 F.
I'll make a motion to approve cap
Whoa,
2.
whoa,
Oh,
what do you mean? The one that you have in front of you is
We're gonna approve the
250311D.
as the final.
That's gonna be the final.
Yes.
I get it.
that's
So-
okay, as long as we know that this is the document with the D.
Right, that's all.
I make a motion to approve cap, sure, on my glasses, 250311 D currently to be F eventually.
No,
That's not the
No.
number I
just
see.
leave it as D.
250311 D.
Why am I looking at something? am I-
Wasn't it last month? In the amount of $10,440.75.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor? Aye, sorry, I was getting there.
Aye.
Aye.
And we lost Carrie.
She'll be right back. Okay, but I've lost. Again. Okay. Financial reports, were there any questions of the financial reports? Our fundraising is going great guns. Thank you, Deanne.
What caused our, oh, excuse me while I look it up. What caused the marketing and communications, what was the 1,000?
The sign.
That was for the sign.
Fine.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Which as soon as I'm back from Portugal, we can talk about installing.
Which I must say was an incredibly good price considering how good it looked.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh man, it had nothing to do with the price.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports.
I'll second it.
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Ted, I should have asked you if you had anything you wanted to say.
Just wanted to say that the Friends gave us $800 as a grant.
Thank you,
Yes, I
Fran.
saw that, yes. We appreciate that. That is what Friends are for.
Financial friends.
And they gave us $100 gift certificate to Tower so we can pay for
Now
the.
you're
Pizzas?
giving my report.
Oh, sorry. I just want to thank you.
Ooh, the gloves are off.
I have a very limited, report. We've got Ruth here, we'll have a short executive session, after the main meeting. We also have had a couple other people who've expressed their interest. Jenna Court, applied and will, I think, attend next month. So we can push off, talking about her too, until we can meet her. We had someone who withdrew after they had applied.
And someone
Um,
who applied who wasn't actually in Pine Plains.
Yes, so
Thank
we've
you,
had
Ethan.
4 bodies.
Oh, was it
who-
Ted or Ethan? It was Ethan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, no, it's fine. Don't apologize. And I have nothing else because I'm only thinking about what am I packing for Portugal. Jean, you're up.
Hey. So we gave Deanne a Tower gift card so she could get pizzas for one of the groups,
All sorts of groups.
all for the groups, whenever she'd like to. And also she's ordered the new scanner, right?
We did.
So that will be
Good.
our next purchase. And we're starting to get ready for the book sale.
Oh, already.
Are you ready for books yet?
No,
Oh.
please, I'm trying to get rid of last year's still.
Do you need any help this week? Because Jake's here.
Not this week.
Next
no.
week?
I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know, because Jake's around
He is.
for spring break, yeah.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Cause pizza really comes in handy. Okay. Trying to find the one.
Deanne?
Directors report.
Deanne, you're up.
Ready? Okay. 1 year anniversary this week or next week. Thank you very much. And thank you,
Oh.
Ethan, for the flowers.
Thank
Oh.
you. Oh, thank you.
I'll start with grants. We cannot still announce that one we got, but I filled out all the paperwork. I will be in Zooms for probably weekly for the next month for that, supporting that. I submitted a U drop-in grant on the February the 25th in support of our youth programs. We'll see. And I'm working on another one for Dutchess County Youth Sports and Education Opportunity, and that's due April 3rd. Let's see, we got the annual report in. There were just 3 minor changes that Mid-Hudson asked us for. We got it in and got it in on time. I had a good meeting with a director down close to Westchester who's does his report in 3 hours, and he shared with me his he shared with me his
Is he artificial intelligence?
no, he has a really amazing spreadsheet, and he
He's
shared
been
it with
doing
me.
For a while.
He shared it with me, and we had a nice meeting with Mid-Hudson was in on it too. And he's actually going to be speaking at a new directors meeting next month, which I'd already signed up for, so that'll be good. And he's using his template. He sent it to us, and she's using the template to modify our reports, because one of the
Okay.
problems we had was the state asks for one thing in a certain way. We have to dig it out of the way we keep our stats, which is very time consuming. So this just helps us roll it up and to make it easier for us to do things. The state can always change what they want, and they will.
And they will.
But
And then he'll change his report and then he'll
Right.
use this new template.
it'll be so much easier though with this. And it includes the financials as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Mid-Hudson has asked me, we've done so well on our overdraft fulfillment. We've turned our numbers around so much that they've asked me to be on a panel for Mid-Hudson on an overdrive panel. So I will be on fulfillment. So that was
That's
really
That's
neat.
amazing.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. We're still doing the Digital Equity Academy, and I didn't get to go to the last one, but Annie said it was starting to be a little bit valuable, but this will come in handy for the grant that we got too.
What does DA mean in DA and Annie?
Me, Deanne.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I say DA state, but
Okay. Any questions on those? Okay, for programs, the Tango, people who run the Tango up above, they, on Wednesdays, they have a Tango lesson starting at 7. They're starting a free program at 6:30 as an introductory lesson. They would like us to be co-sponsors of that so that we can advertise them in our newsletter, because they really, really want to be in on our newsletter. It's free. I'm bringing
The
it up to
7
y'all.
o'clock is a paid,
It's there's a donation, there's like $10. You don't have to, and they have students who
Right.
come who don't
Okay.
pay, and they bring food, so they feed everybody, but you can or you don't have to pay. It's not required. But this is I don't know, we could count it as a program. We could get a head count for whoever participates in there.
I think if we're gonna co-sponsor the half-hour free tango lesson, that seems like that's worthwhile, but I don't necessarily want to co-sponsor the paid.
No,
For,
we couldn't,
um,
they didn't want that.
yeah.
Do the introductory ones.
I don't see a problem. We could give it a try, see if it
Okay.
gets them some traction.
Okay.
Can we just make sure that they say it's in the community room, not in the library?
Right, Pine Plains Community Room.
The reason they have to say it's partially in the library is because GPS says Pine Plains Library. It doesn't say community center. So they have to kind of bring our name into it because a lot of people from around the area come here for those
Mhm.
dances. So that's the only way they can get the MAP programs to
Okay.
work. Okay, so we're still art workshops. I haven't made any, I've started looking at some of the paperwork on that, and I haven't gotten anywhere on that. We had a really good young journalist group meeting and we had papers, they had a story printed. So very, very happy with that. We will meet on the 18th, and that's partially what the pizza's for and all the other groups that we end up doing. I've had meetings with the Managing Conflict Consciously. We're going to start the April the 9th. We have to start marketing that. We're gonna limit it to 6 to 8 people. The library will supply all of those, the books and things like that. It'll be about $600 for for the instructor fee for a 6-week lesson. And then we may want to repeat that, in the fall, so we'll see. I'm very excited about that one, though. Seed library, we started collecting seeds. We still need some more. We'll put the display up towards the end of March. We have the Estate of Affairs seminar series. That's, the Friends are doing the, as elder law, attorneys coming on April 25th. And Annie, I had a good meeting with the hospice group. local
I'm
hospice.
sorry.
Yes.
Which lawyer's coming?
I don't know,
Yeah.
Lois arranged it with her lawyer, I think.
Okay, just curious.
So we'll have, probably in the September, we'll have a hospice group
Mhm.
come and speak, but we've got some other topics I want to explore for the summer as well.
Can I ask you, what's the name of the local hospice group or where are they based?
Seventh Sense, they're a home-based, it's a home-based, it's a
Oh,
facility-based hospice.
yeah, they're not actually hospice, I think. It's the type of work that hospice provides. It's like end of life care, not formally hospice. I'm pretty sure they don't,
It's in-house, they have a house of beds, right?
yeah, but I don't think they're associated with hospice. I think they're their own thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All
asking,
right.
where are they?
Ooh, let me double check on that. They're
Stanford?
local?
Yeah, like, they're here in the air, like Stanfordville, not Stanfordville, but they're.
A small personal house, and they do programming through that, because
They
there's
do-
2 houses like that in Clinton.
They do, maybe, I don't, they provide beds for hospice. People who need hospice.
They're non-medical doula services. and
Okay,
grief
doula,
support.
doula.
Yeah.
I didn't know doulas did end of life as well
I-
as beginning of life.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I thought
They
it was
do
only
smart.
beginning.
They've got it all covered, I guess.
Right?
That's interesting. It might be. And it might be worth reaching out. I think Dutchess County Hospice. I think they do it through Vassar Brothers,
Mhm.
organizes it kind of more general.
Hudson Valley Hospice has a brand new facility on Violet Avenue in Hyde Park
Oh, do they?
by the SPCA. Mhm.
I didn't mean to,
Okay,
you can let me know.
all right, all right.
I think it's Clinton Corners, but they're not officially declaring it on the
Okay.
website.
Okay.
We'll get back with you.
Thanks.
Okay.
No, there's another one, a new one in Salisbury. I was wondering if it was the same.
Mm-mm,
No,
it's
they're
definitely New
not.
York.
Yeah, they're in New York. The strength and balance class is going well. We've had a lot of participation. We had 8 people the week before last. We had 5 people this week, so that's doing well. The legit board teen board has closed for nominations. We'll start our meeting soon. Basically, it's the same people. I have a few more that added on, about 2 more people that have been added on. I'm hoping more will continue on. We'll have some more classes and seminars in the coming months. English lessons, attendance is increasing. We are going to move the lessons to another location to accommodate the amount of people that we're having. So it'll be in the building, but I'm not. We're still working that out. But yeah, we're utterly filled on Thursday evenings. Let's see. Story times. We have a volunteer who's going to come on Saturdays now, starting in April, for Saturday morning story time. So we will
Good.
begin that again. Wednesdays, we've been having 2 or 3 kids every week, so that's been kind of fun. After school kids club, this is part of my other thing. We're having an interview tomorrow with a candidate that's applied for the youth program position. Once somebody is hired, then I will arrange for the bus to start coming, because a lot of kids will show up, hopefully when that bus and I need some more help. So we'll as soon as that person gets hired, we'll start activating our bus rights that we have at the school. Let's see, we have an upcoming shared virtual program on March 12th. Oh, Keepers of the Light. We had 36 last time or 26, something like that. We get to count the attendance for the district wide, so we had a lot of, like 27 people last time, I think.
On the Zoom.
Mhm.
That's great.
Yeah. Trustee education.
I know.
End of March, right?
Yes.
We'll do it. Don't worry.
Allison's got hers done.
Do it.
So don't make me a liar. Let's see, analytics, in January, we were 35% year over year, increase in traffic. In February,
That's
we've got a
great.
20% increase, and that's including one inclement closing and one holiday. Program attendance is doing well. Let's see. I put in, you can see our, statistics on Sierra, we're down. We're down on
I'm
Overdrive.
sorry, I haven't been doing my job.
But Hoopla and Canopy are way up.
Yeah.
And but I wanted to point y'all to something that the DCLA, I included this in the packet, which is the breakdown of 2024 by the numbers, but it also included this very interesting breakdown of costs for e-materials. Did y'all get a
Mhm.
chance to look at this?
Mhm.
So this is where our money goes. And this is where the demand for patron demand is
What page am I on? Sorry.
it's
It's in the attachment to the right after.
That one, got it.
yeah.
It's
so-
the last page
Yep.
of that. Yeah.
So it shows you what we're up against as far as cost versus some of the
Mhm.
what the publishers are. And that's why it's the Library Association wanted legislation to help break those costs because it doesn't seem like it's going to be, the market's not going to do it. So we'll see what it didn't get.
And this
into
isn't even the prices that it is for academic publishing. So like in my job, we were looking at numbers that were 3 times as much
Oh.
for academic press.
Oh, well, academic,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
yeah. So this is where you can, and they have a nice explanation that we don't own these things, we
Mhm.
just lease them for 24 months, if then. But we're doing better with our, I'm not having, our hold, our high demand hold list is small
Yeah.
compared, I mean, we're holding our own, and some of the libraries are picking up the slack, because what we're finding with some of the larger libraries, we're not doing buying on ebooks and
They
e-materials.
were just
They were
relying on,
it blows me away, but they were not purchasing their fair share of
hopefully
e-materials.
they got a
Neat.
talking
Well,
to.
they did, so.
I have a question about this brochure that you sent. So you can rent a power washer?
Yeah, well, you can check it out, not
I mean,
from
check-
us.
check it out.
Yeah, not, so some of the libraries, local libraries do have a library of things. And like Millerton has storage space, so they have more things to do, to offer. But yeah, in some libraries, you can check them out.
I think that would be great if we could do something like that.
I would love to do something. and we
Yeah.
don't
I
have-
wonder-
Storage.
they don't have
Well, I
space.
mean, there's plenty of storage in this building, so I think that would just be a matter of negotiating it with the town. If we were gonna provide additional services, maybe the town would
Mm.
agree to, you know, if we were gonna provide power washers for
there
free, I'm
still
not sure, or if we're
rest
power tools or,
downstairs?
I mean, that's the saddest
Not
for me
downstairs
thing
anymore,
about
just
duals
the
leaving is
mats.
that I used to be able to rent stuff there if I needed extra stuff.
Right.
I would love to do that. We would have to get the mats out of the basement
Mhm.
and set some places.
I mean,
up
I'm
right
not
there,
saying
but
like
yeah.
we get it on Friday, but like
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
term, it might be something that would be, you know, because like a power washer, like, I mean, you need it for like one project and then like you've paid $250 for a power washer from Amazon that you don't even use again. So-
We have, legally, we have one corner of the basement that we can use.
Okay.
That's part of our lease. That's the part where we've got books. So we'd probably have to,
Mhm.
Okay.
if they would not mind us storing some more stuff in.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could do like a survey of what kind of things people would want, and then maybe we use like the Perkins grant or something like that to buy things that people, you know, need.
We have
Like a
traffic-
Shop Vac or,
Traffic
you know.
cones, people have
Yeah,
libraries have
sure. I
traffic
wanted
cones.
to use traffic cones for Jake when he was learning how to double park. Like,
Mhm.
I would have been great if I had traffic cones. Instead, he just figured it out on his own. But, you know,
Annie, didn't we have some stuff like that at one point?
Ooh.
We have some
maybe?
fishing poles.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah, we've
We
got
have fishing
fishing
poles and
poles.
backpacks and things like that, but that,
Yeah,
yeah, well, that's all we got. It's wood, it's right behind the door right now. So that's about all the space. I'm having trouble with the closet as it stands. With
Okay.
enough
Millbrook
space.
has musical instruments, which
Mhm.
I love that idea
Mhm.
because, you know, you want to buy a guitar and play it for 2 weeks and then you don't
Yeah.
play it ever.
Ukuleles are
You need to-
easy.
Yeah.
Ukuleles are easy, tamarines, whatever, yeah. That would
Yeah,
be fun.
okay.
I'd
So
love to
I
do
think it's just something to think about for maybe a little longer term planning. It might be good.
Mhm. Sounds good.
Whatever happened with notary services here? I don't know if they listed everything within the Hudson Valley, or excuse me, Dutchess County and the 22 libraries. And I
so
know we were working, maybe you were working on that.
I was, in order to get your notary certification, you have to travel potentially to Rochester. That was one of the closest spots.
Gotcha.
So I'm not opposed to it at all. I started taking the training. It's
That
just,
seems weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the UPS guy on 39th and Madison is a notary. I'm sure he didn't go to Rochester.
I think sometimes they have it in Albany as well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's not reliable. It
Right.
changes periodically. So,
So
And
it's
the-
you have to take a course and then
you can
go
just,
swear
That's where I
in.
had
You have to
get
be tested
notarized. It's
online.
my
Oh,
office.
okay.
so, I think it's only
He
like
just stands up
41,
forward.
51 pages. But you do have to pay to take the test. And again, that's a big haul. Even if it's just Albany, that's pretty far out of
That's
my
like a
way.
Day off.
Gotcha.
I
But
mean, you'd think it would be in
I-
Poughkeepsie. Like there would be.
yeah,
Once in a while they'll have one in Poughkeepsie, right? It was very.
I didn't see Poughkeepsie on there.
Okay.
They might. I only checked twice,
Mm.
and all of them were way out there. Like I
And
said,
how often do they offer these?
been a hot minute since I was pretty regularly though. But
Mhm.
You must be of good moral character, by the way.
oh well,
I
guys, we
don't-
gotta pick something else.
Can I propose something? Because I don't remember having previously discussed this, but that's because all I do is scribe. So the idea is that we would have somebody here who is a notary public, who people could come to. Okay. It's my understanding that during COVID, online notaries are readily available. So one thought maybe is, or some, it sounds like you're the person who might be doing this. Maybe one thought is to figure out, to train yourself how to do online notaries, and then at least start by offering that as a service. That people can come in and the library staff can walk you through how to do an online notary. I've
If they're
never
still
done it,
available.
but
Is it
it's
still
been
available?
discussed. I mean, at my law firm, all the time, people are like, you know, you're telling the client they need to get it notarized, and the client say, okay, I'll do it online. I'll do online notarization. So
Yeah, I'm
if
very
you
open to
can't, if the Google machine doesn't help you figure that out, call me and I'll
Absolutely.
help.
You're exempt from the test, by the way, because you're an attorney.
I can also sell.
So he can become a notary immediately?
Be the notary for the library.
You have to be in person.
It also looks like you can request special accommodations for the testing, so that might be something to consider as well, so.
Special accommodations. I'm not in Rochester.
Come to my house.
Exactly. I'm just surprised you can't do it
I,
online.
you know, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did think there would be something like that, but nah, they want you
You
in
can take the
person.
SAT online. So, I mean, this seems like.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
notary would be a cool service, but the
Mhm.
bank, we do have, you know, Beth is a notary.
Mhm.
And Madeline.
And the pharmacy.
Oh, and the town clerk, yep.
Yeah.
And Nasser.
Um, I was
I
interested,
believe Nassar charges,
You have to charge, they charge $3 or something.
you
Bank
don't have to
doesn't.
charge.
Oh, you don't have to charge?
Beth
Oh.
doesn't charge.
Oh,
And neither
okay.
does Matt.
But he has
okay.
just
I
a
take it
back.
donations.
But you can charge.
My mother
Got it.
charged my father.
She charged your father
He-
until they got divorced
He
and
made
then,
her become a notary.
and then they got divorced and she started charging him.
No, that was one asset that she took in divorce. Her notary.
the notary.
The stamp.
That's hilarious.
I would be curious into what it would take to get passport services. Because
Ooh.
That's something I started looking into. You do
Really?
have to
that
be.
here, yes.
You can do that in the library?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
push. The only thing is, The Department of Homeland Security.
Does it
No,
exist? Still?
as far as I
Is that
know,
what you said?
but you do have to be approved by them and they take into account what's nearby. So they may think that because there's the post office that does it, I know there's another library, I think.
Which
Beekman.
post office does it?
Red Hook does it.
Millerton.
Millerton.
And
And
Red Hook.
Millerton, the post office in Millerton
Yeah.
does it too. That's where we got the
Yeah.
kids, yeah.
Yeah, so they may decide if we want it to be a passport receiving center, they may say that no, but I think it's worth giving it a
Yeah.
go. I
Okay.
know there's more training, but I don't think you have to take the kind of test like for the notary.
Yeah.
Things are getting so lax.
Hmm.
You're gonna give anyone a
That's
passport.
something-
And my only
It's
other
online.
question was, what is library of local?
That's the objects,
Oh, okay.
Well,
isn't
There's-
it?
they've
Isn't that what library of local is?
That was the Library of Things. Library of
Oh.
Local is, as far as I can tell, things that have to do with your local area, because there's like books as well that are included in Mid Hudson's Library of Local.
I
Like
don't
if you
know.
go to the Discover catalog, they have a section that's Library of Local.
So specific,
Like I could get a cow, I could rent a cow.
That would be very fun.
Mhm.
like this
Um,
says Morton Library, so all things related to Rhine Cliff.
Presumably,
I don't know. I actually.
yeah, I
don't
never
know.
got any like clarification on that. That's something I wanted to.
I
talk to
think
Mid
that's
Hudson
the
about.
objects. I think as well.
Oh, yeah, it could be the museum passes too. I don't know.
Hmm.
What is them? Library of Local.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, we
Um,
could spend hours
Hours and
there.
hours. I could go through Amazon right now, picking all of my items for the Library of Things.
We'll make a list.
So I can answer your question. It's an initiative from the Partners for Climate Action and the Mid-Hudson Library System that offers collections of essential wisdom, know-how, and tools for local self-sufficiency and community resilience.
Okay.
Power washers.
Hmm.
Yep.
Vaccines. Sorry, again, too soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
Any other questions on that? Now we can move. to
No,
the
let's
facilities.
move to facilities.
Okay, facilities. So I said about the youth programmer, we'll interview her tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
The cabinets in the storeroom, the seniors are going to use them. So they will take what's there and move them against the wall, but
Okay,
we're not gonna be able to use that room at this point, so it doesn't, I don't care. But they're taken care of. The
Okay.
cabinets are taken care of. I mentioned last time to put the TV in front of the coffee, on top of the coffee, but we can't get a ladder there, so we're gonna move it to where the new book section is right there. So it'll be up there.
oh, okay.
Because the table sticks out and we can't safely get anything up there. Brenda returned. We heard she likes I think that's the town library, I'm sorry, the town vacuum, but it needs to be replaced. So it would be really good for us to have one. And she likes bagless. So we'll get one with a very long cord. So we'll talk about that. The phone situation, I haven't had a chance to look at that. We also purchased from last month, we purchased the malware software. It's being deployed. I've ordered the camera. It hasn't come in yet, so we'll get that installed.
Who said that you couldn't get the TV over above the table?
My husband, because we were looking at.
Okay.
There's nowhere to stand it's too far out. There's a big table there for the coffee bar.
Mhm.
And to lift the TV over there to
Uh-huh.
put it on there would be kind of hard.
Okay,
And it's fine if it's over on the other
Okay.
side. There's plenty of room over there.
I'll make a motion to approve the director's report.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Great. We don't have any more marketing. We're just waiting for my return.
Yes, but I will send Eddie a note and we'll coordinate with all the people that need to come and look at it when we're here.
Right.
And so you're back in 3 weeks, is that right?
Yeah, we'll be back the 29th.
Okay, so sometime in April.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to him and see if we can find a time in April that works for everyone.
Okay.
And then the other thing was, I just wanted to mention to everyone here, also in April, we're gonna have Paul Mays come. the architect.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just actually gonna reply to it right now, on the 8th at 11 a.m. So if anyone wants to come to that meeting, please come. But we should have Dan, maybe we should have a pre-meeting before that and just go around and identify what so we have an agenda basically of things that we want to go over. Janine, I don't know if you were here when we talked about this before. So
No.
he's a library architect.
What is his name?
His name is Paul Mays, Mays. They did the Stanfordville Library.
Hmm.
And they're from Albany. He's going to be down here in April. We paid him when we thought we might do some renovations here. We had a grant, so we paid him the money and we still have money left over from that. So we don't want to let that go to waste. There's some things that we might want to move some shelves around and other things. So we want him just to come and see like if there's anything organizationally that we could do that would make things better, or if there's some smaller, construction project like moving, these just I'm making it up, but like if we wanted to change this area right here, like could we
So
do
just
that?
inside.
Inside,
Yeah.
inside stuff. And obviously we wouldn't do anything until we got a proposal and went back to the town about whatever we
Right.
wanted to.
April
Right.
8th.
Do you
What
know
time?
11
that
a.m.
is?
11
Sorry,
a-
April what?
April 8th at 11 a.m.
Sorry, Gene.
That's Tuesday, right? I
Yep.
think we're doing our friends meeting that morning.
Perfect. We can see how many of the friends will need to make sure we're
What time do
accommodating.
you do your meeting?
10.
10? Okay. Yeah, we just have, we'll have to be clear with him that we need to be careful about anything that would be too big that might
Yeah.
red flag us for ADA compliance. Even though we really want ADA compliance.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for mentioning those things. I got nothing on the fundraising, Janine, not Janine, you're Janine, Deanne. Sorry, you've been doing such a great job with all the grants. I really appreciate that.
And we'll be attending the
That's
April
right, we-
17th, I think is the date.
Yeah, Yep.
No, March.
March
March
17th.
Yeah.
It's
March
Monday.
17th, Monday, right? Okay, March 17th, sorry.
Mhm.
I got ahead of myself. March 17th,
And that's
meeting.
at 1:30?
No, at 7.
Oh. It is? I wrote it down as, I wrote it down
I
as
wrote it
one.
down as in the afternoon.
So did I.
It's the workshop meeting on Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's at 7.
Seven.
7?
Okay.
Okay, I'll change it on my calendar. I had it during the day as well, and maybe that's why Claire had it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay. And then we have
So
policy
the two of
review.
you are gonna attend?
I'm planning
or-
to.
okay.
yeah.
Deanna, are you going to attend?
Which was this?
So it's Choice Words. They're coming to
Oh,
they're coming to talk about what services they could provide for grant writing, and the library, we had told the town that we were interested in potentially partnering with the town on that cost,
Sure.
so that we could make sure that we're getting the most.
Yeah, so the town hasn't committed to hiring them, but partnering might help us to arrive at that decision
At 7 p.m. on March
at the
17th.
town hall.
Okay, I got it down.
okay.
Change the date.
While we're on the topic of changing dates. You want to change next month's meeting?
Yeah, the problem is we've got all the shuffling of the bills. Allison will be away, next month for next month's meeting for spring break.
If we have an
What?
extra person, we'll have quorum, so she won't.
Okay, so it won't necessarily.
So we
okay.
can maybe we just discuss it over email
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah,
or an
let's
executive
do that, yeah.
session.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
yep. Okay, so the next thing is the policy review. So have we gone back to, did you get a chance, Patrick, to look at this stuff?
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll table
I
it for
think,
the-
here's what I can do. I can probably figure out what I said I would do and have not yet done is speak to some other people about the immigration policy, and I want to ask Janine about that in a second. But with respect to the opioid overdose prevention policy, I think I should just grab a couple of minutes with Deanne. Or actually, why don't we
Let's
just talk
just
about it
talk
now?
about it,
Let's
yeah.
talk about it now. Tell me what I need to know about the kind of training that you've gotten, and yeah, and what you know about the use of this product, naloxone. Do we own any?
And we do, we have a
Yeah.
kit.
I have a kit that rides around in my car.
Mhm.
I've been trained to do it. I was trained in 5 minutes at the senior lunch a couple of years ago. It's a very quick training. You're the Good Samaritan law, I guess, prevents you from being sued if you do this to somebody. And you know, it's pretty straightforward. And I think there's, like, in my opinion, there's no harm in doing this. We would just need to make sure that that nobody is trained that doesn't want to be trained, and you know, like, there's no expectation that they have to be trained, you
Right.
know, like.
And I'm just curious, how do you know someone is having a seizure versus someone who's overdosing on something that requires naloxone?
Well, what's good about this drug is it doesn't matter. So if it's one or the other, it doesn't matter. There is no harm. If someone is not overdosing and you give this, there's no harm. But if they are and you give it to them, it saves their lives usually.
Do you know if we have that at town hall?
I don't know if we have it at town hall. We have it at Stissing Center,
Oh, we do?
pretty sure.
Huh.
I'm trained, yeah,
Yeah.
and I have one.
Um,
And it's true, if you
Yeah.
administer it to somebody who's not overdosing, it's not gonna hurt them. Right.
It's gonna make them a little angry.
right.
Well, it makes the people who are sometimes angry.
It makes
or-
the people who are overdosing angry too.
Can you
Oh,
give me
Angry is better
two
than.
minutes to reread the
explain.
policy? That might have answered all my questions, but maybe other people have questions.
And the county provides training in 30 minutes. You can do it online. It's very, very
Yeah.
simple.
Easier.
And then
becoming
there's,
a notary.
they do it regularly at the high school. We've actually done the training. The library has sponsored the training upstairs, you know, I think Alexis had that done up here.
Maybe Alexis did when I wasn't here. That's very possible. I know
Yeah.
Veronica definitely did.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
it
okay?
happens on, yeah.
And if you call
periodically.
Dutchess County Mental Health, they'll send someone to do it.
Yep.
Any
Mhm.
place, anytime,
Mhm.
Yep,
you know, the training.
So
And it really literally takes a couple of minutes.
yeah,
Mhm.
you
Why
can
don't
do
we
one
do
on
this?
one.
why don't we? So the sample policies that we have, we just have one from Poughkeepsie, is that right?
Yeah,
So I think maybe I'm about to make a motion, but before I make a motion, the motion I'm thinking of making is that we resolve to prepare our own opioid overdose prevention policy based upon this precedent and any other precedent, and review it and pass it at another meeting.
Right.
But I think that's all that we can do now, right?
I think that is
we
all
don't-
we can do because we haven't rewritten
Right.
this. Um,
Okay, so I'll make that motion that we resolve to prepare for review and approval at a later date, an opioid overdose prevention policy for this library.
right,
Second,
Second,
all in favor?
bye.
Aye.
and then give me 1 second to take a note, and then I'm gonna ask about the next, I'm gonna ask Janine about the next topic. And I will be the person who prepares the policy for your review. Based upon this, and I'll look at a couple of others. So Janine, the next one, I don't know if you were here last week.
I was not.
The last one, this is what's been proposed is there are some libraries that are having guidance about the potential that I think in short that ICE will come in.
Yeah, I was wondering.
And either, I think the possibilities are that they will approach patrons of the library and ask questions, or they will approach, or they will approach
Staff.
staff of the library
And ask for
and
information.
ask for information. And some libraries are adopting policies about that. And, you know, one of the things that I said I would do, and I still haven't done, is I was gonna talk to Irene Banning about this, because I'm on NACC's board, and I know that they have raised similar issues because so many of their patrons or their clients are immigrants, documented or undocumented, I wouldn't know. So that's one avenue of intel I was planning on getting. Can you share anything from town board? Has this been a topic?
No, it hasn't been
No.
a topic. What are schools doing? Are schools coming up with their own policy? Because I
I-
have heard of some schools disallowing ICE on premises.
Right, yeah, I've heard of things, I mean, there was something out in Ohio that they had the school board, like stepped up. I don't know that our school board has been tasked with or asked to do anything like that, or whether they've chosen to do that. They caught up on a lot of other stuff, I think, but,
I might also guess, again, I'm just spitballing here, that I don't know that we have the authority to prevent police officers or federal officers
From
from coming
entering.
into a public place. I guess you could say, you know, if you're here for library business,
right,
and I would
Right.
imagine you're allowed to expel people who are not here for library business. And I guess you could make an argument that ICE officers coming in to ask
right.
patrons questions is not library business.
The,
I'm just spitballing now.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
reach out to a couple of Dutchess County politicians to help us with that.
Oh, we were gonna do that.
Yeah, we were gonna talk to Chris, and we were also gonna talk to
What about Parisi?
Parisi.
Parisi, I
Yeah,
know, but somebody mentioned, I think, yeah, we'll talk to Chris and,
yeah, or Siobhan. I have her number.
oh, good, that's a good idea.
So his wife, she would know as well, because she works in the DA's office.
Maybe Christy too. Christy Acker.
Oh, yeah, maybe Christy Acker.
Yeah, she might have some intel on what, she works in a public building. You know, I don't know that she
right,
has any particular expertise in this area.
Yeah, but Chris has been definitely talking about it.
Good.
And there's also the other guy that your Patrick has been talking to.
Oh, yes, I did say I was just gonna talk to him.
Right.
Father Richard.
Yeah.
Something, who runs a charity called the Rural Migrant Ministry. Yeah, I'll ask him as well. Okay, so number one, well, town hall we ticked off.
so.
I don't
Yeah.
mean ticked off, I mean, tick that box.
Yeah.
Town hall
Check the
doesn't
box,
have,
yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna talk to Father Richard. And Kira and I are gonna talk to Drago and Siobhan.
But I think it's important also that we note in all things, patrons' records are not public information. The ALA Library Bill of Rights, that's private information. That is not something, I think even with a federal subpoena, then that, it says that's not information that the employees can share. You know, they're not supposed to share
And
that.
I think that makes sense.
They might feel
Mhm.
pressured to do that, but like the board and the director should be pushing back as hard as possible
Agreed.
on that. You know, and, you know, so that's, you know, we have a very small staff, so, you know, like I think some of the simple questions, you know, yes, everybody is legal to work and, you know, end of story, you know. But whether we choose not to answer that question is different. I think, you know, in Poughkeepsie, their system is multiple branches and much more staff.
Right.
Is the, like, and then they have all the processing, you know, the back end stuff. So they might, you know, they have a bigger, you know, net to, you know, I don't know.
I would also be curious to know if our school has a policy. I'm willing to reach out to the school board.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks.
That would be nice to know. But I think it's information, interestingly, the more people that know that the school boards and the library boards are willing to stand up, you know, in those circumstances, the more comfortable people will end up being,
Sure.
so I
Oh.
think having a policy
Mhm.
in place just makes it,
I see your point.
you know,
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if there are, you hear these stories about people who are afraid to go out of their houses.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I know in the city there, or like on Amtrak, they like within 100 miles of a border, the ICE can ask anybody for their papers. I, I didn't know we had to have papers.
Well, I think on
Um,
public transportation,
They can.
you are required to have identification.
Right,
So,
right. So they can ask, and you can just say, I don't want to show you that. You don't have to actually show it to them, but I don't know, anyway, it's a very strange time to
Agreed.
have this policy. So,
so unfortunately, again, we just need to table those.
yeah,
But,
but let's,
but we'll make progress.
yeah. Any old business, Ethan? You're
No,
usually the old business person.
keeps us honest.
Yeah, any new business that we need to do? And then we'll kick into executive session. We will have to have a vote after, so. We'll have to come back.
So.
Thank you, Ted.
Who needs to leave for executive?
Okay. We're back.
Okay, so I make a motion that we propose for nomination to the town, Ruth Cohn, to be on the Board of Trustees of the New Pine Plains Library for a 2-year, a 2 3-year terms, which will, the first, which will end in 27, and the second of which will end in 2030.
Okay. Okay,
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. I propose that we nominate for approval by the town board, Jenna Court to the the Pine, whatever it is, the New Pine Plains Herald, the Pine Plains Free Library for 2 consecutive 3-year terms. The first term to be ending in 2028 and the second term to be ending in 2031.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I think that we should wait for Jenna to visit before we forward her name to
Yes,
the town. I will not be at the town board
I will.
meeting this week, so we could present Ruth.
it's next week, right?
Yes,
Okay.
next week.
Yes, okay, so but we need to do that beforehand. We,
Oh, right,
right, we need to
Okay.
tell the town, Brian doesn't want it to find out at the meeting that we're proposing someone, so we need to, so just send him a note
okay,
that we're proposing him.
okay,
Or we send it to Janine and then she does it. So I would
Okay.
send it to Janine and then.
Okay,
have her
yeah.
Do it.
yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
Will you do
Okay.
that or?
I can
Okay.
take care of that, and I will send Richard,
Robert,
Robert, okay,
Mhm.
I will send Robert a quick email. Okay,
Motion to adjourn.
second,
all in favor?
hi.
What time?
It is 8:12
Well.
Let's go, okay.
and a half.